evening, everyone. Welcome to SAMSIDDHI 2020. The word meaning of SAMSIDDHI itself is complete knowledge. SAMSIDDHI is one of the greatest platforms for all the great minds of Ayurveda coming together, where one can harness the in-depth knowledge of Ayurveda. SAMSIDDHI envisages to develop a new dimension in the realm of Ayurveda. It is conducted by Ayurveda College Coimbatore and powered by DIKSHA e-learning. On behalf of Ayurveda College Coimbatore and DIKSHA e-learning, I extend my warm welcome to one and all present here. Today is the 9th day of SAMSIDDHI 2020 National Web Conference Series. Today, we have the great opportunity of attending the sessions of great doctors like Dr. Galib sir and Dr. Amala Jyoti ma'am. Now, to greet the gathering, I would like to welcome Dr. Sudhir Raj N., Principal, Ayurveda College Coimbatore. Over to you, sir.
Namaste. A very good evening to all. I welcome you all for the SAMSIDDHI 2020 National Web Conference conducted by Ayurveda College Coimbatore and powered by DIKSHA e-learning. First of all, I thank all the resource persons present here and participants who had joined with us today. Today, on the 9th day of SAMSIDDHI, we are graced with the presence of Dr. Galib, Associate Professor, Department of Rashastra and Vaishya All India Institute of Ayurveda. He completed his UG from Hyderabad Government Ayurveda College and completed PG from National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur. And he took his PhD from National Institute, Jamnagar. He will be talking on the topic Pharmacovigilance, Initiative of Ministry of Ayush and Introduction. With great pleasure, I welcome you, sir. In the second session, we are having Dr. Amala Jyoti. She will be talking on the topic medical cosmetology opportunities and challenges. So she is a former faculty of SDM Ayurveda College, Udupi, and she was the faculty in cosmetology course conducted by SDM College of Ayurveda. With so much of gratitude, I welcome Dr. Amala Jyoti. I welcome all the participants from different parts of India and abroad to SAMSIDDHI 2020. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before starting the session, I would like to go through a few of the basic instructions to be followed throughout the session. For an uninterrupted class session, use laptop with high-speed internet connection. Please make sure your microphone is on mute to have a disturbance-free session. In case of any disruption, please check your internet connection first. And if the problem is within our network connection, kindly raise the issue in the chat box. Filling your full name to be displayed is appreciated. Any questions can be raised in the link provided in the chat box. Questions raised in the link will be cleared at the end of the session. Now, to give the welcome address, I would like to welcome Dr. Tulya Mohandas, Associate Professor, Department of Kaya Chikitsa, Ayurveda College, Coimbatore.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I feel proud to welcome Dr. Galib, my guru, to SAMSIDDHI 2020. I personally feel very much happy to listen to Sir's class again after 15 years. We are lucky that we got his presence here to enlighten us with his abundant knowledge. I am thankful that from his busy schedule, Sir agreed to spend some time with us to speak on topic Pharmacovigilance, Initiative of Ministry of Ayush and Introduction. So, behalf of management, faculties, students of Ayurveda College Coimbatore, and for all the participants who are gathered here, I would like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru is the creator, Brahma. Guru is the preserver, Vishnu. Guru is the destroyer, Maheshwara. Guru is the absolute Lord himself. Salutations to that Guru. By this, I would like to invite Dr. Galib sir, who is our first guest speaker of the day on the topic Pharmacovigilance, Initiative of Ayush Ministry and Introduction. Before that, I would like to say a few words about sir. He completed UG from BRKR, Government Ayurveda College, Hyderabad, and PG from National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, and got his PhD from Institute of Postgraduate Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, Jamnagar. He has presented numerous papers in national and international level, currently working as Associate Professor in Department of Rasashastra and Bhaishya Kalpana, All India Institute of Ayurveda, New Delhi. I would like to welcome Sir to SAMSIDDHI. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Sir. Over to you, Sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel all of you can hear me, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the introduction, Dr. Tulia, Mohandas, and Dr. Binu Alapat, who actually introduced me to this Samsiddhi, and okay, Dr. Sudhir Raj, Principal Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, and yeah, thanks to COVID. Uh, so COVID, okay, so many, all of us, okay, so we know that COVID is a sort of, okay, infectious, pathology or disease entity, but I feel, I was hearing some sort of other acronyms of COVID, but after hearing a couple of versions, okay, so I understood it as a COVID generated opportunities for virtual interactive dialogues or discussions. C stands for COVID, of course. O, okay, I'm saying it O as opportunities and virtual interactive discussions. So COVID, okay, so it's a sort of, okay, so opportunity that is given for us for virtual interactive discussions. Okay, so COVID, okay, I'm thankful for COVID also. Okay, so because of this COVID, okay, so at another platform, somebody said that not only the COVID is pandemic, but all these webinars are also, so they became pandemic. So it made the globe to come very closer, and to given an opportunity to share our views and opinions on different areas without okay, so anytime. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I was looking into the participants. It seems okay, so there are many students who might be from undergraduate and postgraduate streams of traditional systems of medicines, basically maybe from Ayurveda stream. So in my this brief presentation, I'm not going in detail of what exactly the system is, but the skeleton, otherwise an outline, I'm trying to provide to you. Just give me a couple of seconds so that I can share my presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Just a moment. Yeah, you can see this, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
sir.
okay. Fine. So this is what my topic, which was given to me. Pharmacovigilance initiative of Ministry of Ayush. So only skeleton, otherwise, okay, so outline I'm going to provide over here for the next uh, around 35 to 45 minutes, not more than that. I won't take more than that. And in this okay presentation, so the outline is, it is just I'm going to tell something about need. Okay, so why? Okay, so whether we need so this system of pharmacovigilance, how this program has been initiated, and what exactly is the status of this program as on date. Okay, so in the country scenario. Okay, so these sustainable development goals, I feel you might be as a medical professional, so everyone might be knowing about. Okay, so these goals, sustainable development goals, are otherwise also known as global goals, so which have been adopted by United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to end poverty and ensure that all people so they can enjoy peace and prosperity and maintain their health by 2030. So of course they have been adopted in 2015, and okay, so they are anticipating that okay, so they are going to achieve all these sustainable development goals by 17 goals they are, okay, so by 2030. So in these goals, if at all we are looking, you suppose that the third goal is it is good health. Good health. So good health. Okay, so how to achieve this good health? Okay, so if at all we are looking towards the concepts of Ayurveda, you suppose. So there are two objectives. Okay, so swasthya rakshanam and vikara prashamanam. So to fulfill. Okay, so these objectives also. Okay, so there are laudable measures. Okay, so innumerous measures. Okay, so they have been mentioned in the classical literature. And of course, okay, so the treatment aspect is one of the most important measure to achieve okay, so these objectives. Let it be okay, so treatment, otherwise let it be shamana chikitsa or shodhana chikitsa or rasayana for pacification or for the okay, so treatment or whatever it may be. Okay, right. So treatment modalities they have been mentioned, and okay, so it has been clearly mentioned. Okay, so somewhere in Charaka Nidhanasthana, I feel in the 8th chapter, so they have mentioned that whatever it may be the treatment modality. So these treatment modalities, okay, so when they are applied, when they are used, okay, so in the living body, otherwise, okay, so in the individual, they never should. Okay, so prayoga shamayet vyadhim yo anyamanya mudiriyet. Okay, so it has been clearly. Okay, so it has been. Okay, so exclusively it has been mentioned in a very brief, in a precise manner, but it has lots of meaning. So what they mentioned, it is clearly okay. So mentioned okay in our classical literature that it, so when it is administered, it should never manifest any sort of untoward okay, so symptoms while pacifying a disease. So prayoga shamayed. Okay, so while pacifying a disease, okay, with that administration, anyamanya mudirana. Okay, so udirana. Okay, other manifestations should not appear. So if it's an ideal treatment. So that indicates that okay, so if at all we want to achieve the objective of Ayurveda in the sense to maintain health, otherwise to treat the disease, okay, so we need to practice the in good practices. Let it be good manufacturing practices, otherwise good collection practices, or good GCPs, good clinical practices, whatever it may be. So there are n number of good practices they have been emphasized in the scientific system. So all these good practices, they are essentially to be followed, okay, so at multiple levels, if at all. Okay, so one has to achieve these two objectives of Ayurveda. Otherwise, okay, so that sustainable development goal, if at all one need to achieve, is suppose they have to follow. Okay, so these good practices. That is essential. So these traditional practices of medicine, if at all we are okay, I'm not exclusively speaking on only Ayurveda. So I'm mentioning that okay, so they are the TCM practices. Okay, so TCM, if at all we are looking, suppose in numerous okay, so WHO documents, they have mentioned that TCM has a long history of use in maintenance of health. WHO says this, and they says that not only in case of prevention of disease, but also in case of treatment, particularly in case of various non-communicable diseases and chronic diseases, they say. And the recent document of this WHO traditional medicine strategy, I shouldn't say it is a recent document because it's well in 2014, almost 6 years back, it has came into force. That decade document, that WHO Traditional Medicine Strategy document for 2014 to 2023, also says the same thing, that these traditional, so TCM has a long history of its usage to maintain various health related issues of global population. But they say that there is a need to strengthen, safety and proper usage. Okay, so this is important. Safety, of course, because everyone knows it very well, but this document, it exclusively, categorically focuses upon the usage. Okay, so whether, so though your drug, though your trifalagogulua, though your panchatiktakam ghritam, so may be safe, but okay, so it is safe when it is used appropriately, judiciously, right? So the WHO document, it says that, okay, so though it is safe, okay, we need to establish, we need to strengthen. Okay, it is safe, everyone knows, but we need to strengthen its safety data, safety profiles. We need to strengthen the good practices, okay, good clinical, not only clinical practices, utilization practices. Okay, so proper usage, whether the medicine is being used properly or not. Though trifalagogulu is safe, but if at all it is not used, okay, so in the specific given dosage, in a specific manner, you suppose, okay, so in that case, it may create some inconvenience at times. Okay, it may not show its activity, right? So if at all it is not showing the activity, suppose, then we may blame it that, okay, so that specific Google is not working. It's not so, right? So proper usage is important. Okay, so there is a need to strengthen the safety and proper usage and effectiveness of products. Okay, so these things are supposed to be taken care of. And the document, okay, so this another document, it says that so traditional and complementary medicines are widely used, the same thing what they mentions, right? So they says that, okay, so they are comparatively safe, and the people have faith in such remedies. Okay, so that's why, okay, so these TCM, okay, so TCM practices, okay, so they are becoming more popular. But again, okay, so this says that there is a need to develop some sort of, okay, so safety related, okay, so data of, okay, so these TCM practices also. So whatever it may be the reason, whatever it may be the background, okay, so if at all you are looking towards the various concerns, okay, so that have been raised in the past couple of decades. The history, otherwise, okay, so it started, of course, before that there are few, okay, so major reports were there, but if at all we are looking back since 2003 2004, you suppose a huge number of, okay, publications, they started to jolt, okay, so the traditional, otherwise, okay, so particularly Ayurveda system of medicine. There are many such kind of publications. Okay, so they raised concerns on the safety aspects and the toxic profiles of traditional systems of medicines, particularly that of Ayurveda, okay, formulations. And okay, so there are many, okay, so I'm not going to cite, otherwise I'm not going to see, okay, so all those are say anything, but this presentation will be with you, so you can, if anybody is interested, you suppose those students, they can see and they can go back retrospectively, they can analyze, okay, so these things, okay, what kind of concern is there, those things you can see it. But ultimately, okay, so such kind of publications, let it be Robert Sappe's publication of 2004 or 2008, okay, so they try to malign the reputation of the traditional systems of medicines, particularly of Ayurveda, at different platforms. So that's a different facet of the discussion. But okay, if you see, okay, so this what I can say, report which is published otherwise, okay, so which is given by Dr. Philip, who is he? Abbe Phillips. Okay, so I can't see it clearly, but Abbe Phillips. Okay, so he says, okay, so in the bottom line, okay, of this, okay, report, what they are mentioning is, do not use Ayush-based systems of medicines or traditional or folk medicines or other commercial herbal supplements without scientific clinical evidence for the same in the diagnosed disease condition. Okay, so they are warning their patients. They are warning their patients not to use any sort of, okay, so traditional products, So without having, okay, so that that are okay available without having any safety, okay, profiles. Okay, I'm not blaming, okay, so this from where it is from Kochi. Okay, so you may be knowing this very well, this head. Okay, so it was happened in the last, okay, last year, 2018 2019. Okay, so it was a huge I mean, it was in a huge discussion last year. So I'm not sure, okay, so whether the similar kind of okay advisories or additional comments are existing even today or not, that I'm not sure. Even I'm not saying that, okay, so these physicians are wrong and we are right. Okay, so that is also, I'm not going to say anything, but see, so what they're mentioning is, okay, so oh, they're mentioning that, okay, so scientific clinical evidence is essential. Okay, so I can see, okay, so these a couple of, okay, so words, okay, so from his advice, otherwise additional comments they may be, okay, so why they mentioned that one, okay, so that is a different issue. Okay, so it may be they may not be otherwise. Okay, so their experiences may be something different with the traditional practices. Okay, so we are not going to discuss, okay, so these issues, but ultimately the thing is, they are saying if you have some sort of evidence, use it. If you doesn't have any evidence, right, how, okay, so we need to generate evidence. Okay, so that's again, it's a different issue, right? But ultimately keep it in mind that, okay, so if our product is safe, our product is efficacious, we need to have some evidences. We need to generate evidences. Until and unless if evidence is not there, so then it becomes difficult to convince the conventional otherwise, okay, individuals. This is again, okay, so whether it is possible to develop and generate evidences for each and every practice, that is a big question again. Okay, so I can't even satisfy, we can't satisfy, okay, so each and every individual at each and every given moment or point. The thing is, okay, so if at all you want to enter into the global market, if at all you want to enter into a commercialized practice, otherwise if at all you want to go to the enter into the, okay, so the marketing area. Okay, so in that cases, okay, so we need to develop research. But if at all I am practicing for my own sake, I am using these drugs for my own, okay, patient. So in such cases, okay, so the issues are different, opinions are different. Okay, but okay, so if at all you are going to the scientific platform, you suppose again, okay, so there is a huge dialogue. Okay, so whether, okay, so all these practices, okay, so whether all these uh, uh, whatever it may be, the strategies, okay, so that are being followed, okay, in the traditional, in the conventional systems of medicines, whether we are whether they are equally applicable to traditional systems of medicines or not. They have their own strategies, they have their own setup of okay, so standard, okay, protocols. All those protocols, okay, so whether they are applicable or not, okay, so if they have, okay, so this pharmacovigilance program, whether we need to have the same pharmacovigilance program or not. Because okay, the way of, okay, approach towards the treatment, okay, and okay, so healthcare and all these things are entirely different from conventional system of medicine. I do agree that one. Okay, so such kind of discussions, they may rise up, and so they may, okay, so such kind of questions also they may come up. But the thing is, we do agree that, okay, so these practices are entirely different and our practices are different. They may have, okay, so they may be giving one isolated principle, and they know, okay, so where this principle is going, where it is tagging, how it is metabolizing, and how it is excreting, what is the target organ, and how it, okay, so what kind of pharmacokinetics are anticipated. So these things, they know it very well. Because, okay, so they are the isolated principles, there are only a few molecules, okay, so it is very easy to understand, easy to study. But if at all we are taking a traditional molecule, traditional product, you suppose, then it becomes very difficult to see, so which kind of molecule or which kind of active principle is functioning on, okay, so which kind of okay, so target organ, where it is going, how it is metabolizing, how it is excreting. Okay, so these things are difficult. So that's why, okay, so establishing the probable mode of action will become very difficult when we are working, when we are studying with a compound molecule. So that is a different area to study. Okay, so I mean, I shouldn't deviate, okay, from the topic, but the thing is, okay, so from this, okay, so specific okay, additional comment, whatever the Department of Gastroenterology people of Kochi, Ernakulam Medical Center people, they made it is, of course, okay, so they are right. Okay, so whenever we are saying something, we need to have some sort of scientific evidence. Okay, so we need to generate it. Okay, so that's why, okay, so this document again, okay, so it says that though, okay, so these traditional molecules, traditional formulations, Ayurveda drugs, Siddha drugs and homeopathy drugs and all these Ayush practices, they may be safe, they may be, okay, so their global demand may be increasing, but okay, so we need to always okay, so these products and these formulations, these practices, okay, so always, okay, so they need to be subjected to appropriate evaluation. Okay, appropriate evaluation methods, okay, so that are existing in that specific scenario, and all these things are supposed to be adopted. Okay, so this is what the recommendation that was coming from WHO in this document. And okay, so this document, if at all you are looking, you suppose this is a WHO Global Report on Traditional and Complementary Medicine of 2019. Okay, so this document, if at all you are looking, okay, so here also, of course, okay, so there are many issues, okay, so they are focusing over here. This says that, okay, okay, so lack of mechanisms to control and regulate, various claims of traditional products. This says that, okay, so lack of education, lack of mechanisms to monitor the safety. This says, okay, so there are mechanisms lacking in the countries in relation with the, okay, safety of traditional medicine and complementary medicinal products and herbal medicines. There are many such kind of things. Okay, so this is not exclusively for Indian scenario. So this is global scenario. They are not mentioning about okay, traditional system of Indian scenario. They are not mentioning anything particularly to, okay, Ayurveda as such. So this is a general trend. Okay, so they are mentioning, okay, so global situation when they compiled, you suppose, okay, so they say that, okay, so these are the things, these are the main difficulties that are being faced, okay, so in the countries. Okay, so they say that they are visualizing that, okay, so there may be, okay, so such kind of issues are there. That is what they are mentioning. Whatever it may be, the thing, okay, so if at all we are looking, okay, so towards, if at all we're summing up, okay, so these, okay, so a few couple of WHO documents and other issues, what I can say, that though, okay, so these traditional systems of medicines are safe enough, they are occupying a significant proportion of healthcare in the global scenario. They have a huge demand that is also accepted, but okay, at the same time, okay, so as that okay, at the same time, okay, so we can say that no medicine is absolutely safe. Okay, so no medicine is absolutely safe for all people. Okay, so at all, okay, so given places in all timings. Okay, so it may be ashwagandha may be safe to me, but ashwagandha may not be safe to somebody else. Okay, so I can take Estimadu for, okay, year, okay, so for long, for a okay, couple of years, you suppose. I may be, okay, so okay, it may be suiting to me, but it may not be suiting to someone else. Okay, so who has a, okay, so water retention, you suppose. Okay, so the individual is suffering with water retention. Okay, edematous condition is there, Shotha is there. So whether we can give in such case or not. Okay, so that's why, though, okay, so it is a herbal medicine, though it is a pure, okay, so herbal supplement or herbal formulation, though single drug, let it be even single drug, all these, okay, so substances, okay, so they are not safe in all conditions, in all given, okay, so times for all individuals. So that's why, okay, so somewhere in Charak Samhita it has came Purusham Viksham, right? So right, so that's why, okay, so we need to be very, very cautious whenever we are administering, whenever we are using, whenever we are handling, okay, so these herbal formulations also. Okay, so simple herbal formulations also, there is a possibility of developing some sort of inconveniences. So that's why, okay, so generating awareness becomes very much okay, so importance. Okay, generating awareness regarding the rational use, that's what. Okay, so okay, so I mean, it's a generally, okay, so we used to believe that, okay, so it's a herbal formulation, that's why it is safe, but it is not like that. Okay, so always, though it is a herbal formulation, it may be comparatively, it may be safe, but 100% it is safe, that no one can assure it. Okay, a couple of days earlier, okay, so just 2 days back, what I we came across with some sort of serious adverse events with okay, one specific formulation. I don't want to take the name of the formulation. Okay, now because that was simple report. Okay, so we only received report, and that too in a span of 30 days we received the second report on a same formulation with kind of manifestations that are severe in nature, and so these two patients, they have been hospitalized. So now, okay, so we are in a phase of trying to evaluate what exactly, whether it is just because of, okay, so the traditional formulation or not. It's a multi herbal formulation. It's not even, it doesn't even contain metallic component. It's a multi herbal, polyherbal formulation, and so the ministry, okay, so I mean, of course we are also responsible for that. Okay, so we need to take action on that one. So just we are behind that issue, because the second report, it was just yesterday it was received, and we're trying to evaluate it. So I can't take the name of the drug at this moment, but okay, so though it is a herbal formulation, so it created some sort of havoc. So that's why, okay, so there is a need to generate awareness regarding rational and safe use of medicines, which is very much essential. And the ultimate objective of pharmacovigilance is also the same. Okay, so it tried to generate awareness regarding okay, so regarding the rational and safe use of medicines at, okay, so different levels. And of course, okay, so not I won't go in detail, okay, so about this definition. It is nothing but, okay, pharmacovigilance is nothing but just to see, okay, so there are the multiple activities related with the detection and assessment. Okay, so the same thing what I mentioned. Okay, so somebody reported, suppose, okay, so XYZ, this adverse okay, so reaction has been manifested, you suppose. Okay, so we need to assess it. Okay, so we need to evaluate it, we need to study it, whether it is because of the drug or whether it is because of some other reasons. Okay, so that we need to evaluate it. So we need to okay, so see, we need to detect, we need to assess, and we need to understand whether it is okay, and if possible, like, we need to prevent it. Okay, so I mean, pharmacovigilance is nothing but a sort of a set of, okay, so different activities, so which are related to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention. Right? So detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse drug reactions. Of course, with again, okay, so I can say that, okay, so adverse drug reactions with traditional systems of medicines is less, but there is a possibility. One cannot say that always they are safe enough. So suspected adverse drug reactions, I can say, right? Prevention of suspected adverse drug reactions are other medicine related problems. Okay, so all these things are supposed to be generated. So this was, of course, way back. If at all we are looking into the history, suppose it was way back in 2007. So when this was felt by Ministry of Ayush to look into this specific area, and Institute for Postgraduate Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, the building whatever you are seeing over here, so is the Jamnagar's building. So this institute, they took up this activity in way back in 2007, almost 10-12 years back, under the flagship of WHO country office, India, right? So they conducted a 3 days program workshop, and in that program, at the end of this workshop, the during the valedictory session, the then director of Ministry of Ayush, Mr. Chedda, so he mentioned that okay, so this workshop is organized, but this workshop is supposed to be, I mean, it shouldn't be cleared over here. Otherwise, okay, so this workshop, this activity is supposed to be carried forward, and it should become a national program. Okay, so that was his words. And considering